it makes this so much more sad. You know, this isn't some abstract thing that Juice WRLD was going through. This was like consuming his very existence. And hello everyone, and welcome back to my channel, Dr. Nick Analyzes. Today we are going to do another Juice WRLD song. So previously I've reacted to Juice WRLD's Lean With Me and to Juice WRLD's Wishing Well, and both of those songs quite heavily impacted both myself and Byron. Today the song that we're going to react to is called Already Dead, and so I'm sort of bracing myself for a bit of an emotional roller coaster here, because obviously I know that Juice WRLD suffered with addiction issues and ended up passing away. And so yeah, bear with me if it gets a little bit emotional, but I hope you like what I go for. Okay.
You can see the pain in my laugh. Demons coming back from the past. Feeling like I'm about to relapse. Voices in my head. All I can hear them say is everyone wants me dead. Bitch, I'm already dead. I've been dead for years. I've been taking medicine again. And he mix it with the Vicodin. All my suffering is really getting under my skin. Maybe I should try to pray again. Try to wash away my sins. I know that they not my friends, but I'm friends with the drugs again. Lost my heart, lost it all. So much drama, hold the applause. Shit's like a soap opera, straight down fall. Nightmares on the cell phone, late night calls. Lost my heart, lost it all. So much drama, hold the applause. No soap opera, straight down fall. Listen to the nightmares call. You can see the pain in my laugh. Demons coming back from the past. Feeling like I'm about to relapse. Voices in my head. All I can hear them say is everyone wants me dead. Bitch, I'm already dead. I've been dead for years. And even if it seems like it's impossible, it's very, very possible. So don't get nervous. If you have a big goal, just chip away at it until you get to where you need to be. You can see the pain in my laugh. Demons coming back from the past.
So it's unsuspected really, which is knowing what happens to Juice WRLD. It makes this so much more sad. You know, this isn't some abstract thing that Juice WRLD was going through. This was like consuming his very existence. And what jumps out to me about that first 2 minutes of watching, one is I love the animation part of things, right? Because what you've essentially depicted here is a battle that's taking place between him and his addiction, him and the part of him that is craving or needing the drugs. And like if you watch sort of like the battle, you can see he feels that he's losing it, and you can see that in the words as well. You know, like, I've made friends with the drugs again, or I feel like I'm relapsing, which suggests that he'd got to a place where he felt a little bit more hope and was a little bit further detached from it, and then all of a sudden it caught him again. And that's the thing about addiction, is it's not like a straightforward road whereby you are addicted and then you do some stuff and then you're not addicted anymore, and that's it. You live a life full of bunny rabbits and rainbows. Like, what happens is when you're addicted, and this could be a drug addiction, it could be an alcohol addiction, it could be a gambling addiction, is you tend to be addicted, do some stuff to get a little bit better, and then some time goes past and it catches you, and then some time goes past and it catches you, and some time goes past and it catches you, and the journey is full of bumps in the road. And but whereas what happens is people get addicted, they manage to like go a little bit of time without sort of like feeding their addiction, and then they have like what they perceive to be a moment of weakness where it catches them again, and then they spiral right out of control. They have thoughts like, I'm a failure, I'm never going to be able to do this, I might as well just give up and just give in to my addiction. And so like the a relapse for someone, imagine it is all, imagine having something you're addicted to and it's all consuming, and you manage to kick it, like the strength that it would take to kick it, and then it catches you. Like a relapse is such, it's, you use the word so lightly, but it's such an extreme event for someone, because because of the thoughts and feelings that come with it, which is, I'm never going to be over this, I'm not strong enough to get over this, and all of those sort of things. And so, you know, he feels almost in a place of despair where he's saying, it's come back and there's nothing I can do about it, and I'm dead. Which is sort of like hard to hear. There's a helplessness and a hopelessness to this. And then like to mix that in with that little clip of him saying, don't be nervous, just chip away your goals and special things can happen. There's a hope there that really contrasts with the rest of this song, you know? It's like there's this one part of him that knows that he can do cool things if he keeps his feet moving, but he just feels like he's anchored. He's being held back. He's got like invisible ghosts, like just keeping him in place, stopping him from being able to chip away at these goals. And there's just something really sad about that. Sad about the grip that this thing had on him and how that ended up. Right, I'm gonna go back to it.
Feeling like I'm about to relapse. Voices in my head. All I can hear them say is everyone wants me dead. Bitch, I'm already dead. I've been dead for years. Have you ever been so alone that nobody's house feels like home? I've been running out of drugs and hope. I don't even got a plug no more. Have you ever been so alone that you don't know what to feel no more? Ain't no reaching for the pills no more. One more and you're on the floor. I know that I didn't stand a chance. I don't think I'll ever live again. I'm only here by popular demand. I'm staying alive for the fans. Yes, my heart lost the eye. So much drama, OD applies. No soap opera, straight down five. Listen to the nightmares call. You can see the pain in my laugh. Demons coming back from the past. Feeling like I'm about to relapse. Voices in my head. All I can hear them say is everyone wants me dead.
That's a weird one, isn't it? That everybody wants me dead. I caught that in the first bit of the song as well. Because on the one hand, he says, I knew I stood no chance. He said something like, I'm only hanging on for my fans. And even that must be hard, right? Because I'm assuming there are fans out there that saw this happen in slow motion. And he must have had such a relationship. He had the sort of relationship with his fans that made him stay alive for longer. Like, how mad is that? Like, how much of a genuine relationship must he have had with his fans for him to be staying with this suffering for them? Like, there must be people out there that must have been heartbroken by this whole thing, because they must have seen him grow and seen this like gradual spiral sort of happen. But that thing, but at the same time as saying, I'm staying alive for my fans, he's also saying, everyone wants me dead. I wonder who he's talking about there. Everyone like, there's a social thing there. Like, who are the people that wanted Juice WRLD to die? I wonder who he's talking about. I'm thinking, like, who would benefit from that? Well, I don't know, maybe being cynical, music sort of producers and people, you know how people, when they die, they become more famous and they sell more records and stuff. And so maybe he was thinking about that. But answers in the comments, like I wonder what he was talking about when he said everyone wants me dead. There's another line in there as well, which is something like the tears behind his laugh, or the pain behind his laugh. I guess that's how we often mask our sadness or our pain or our suffering through humor. And sometimes, and why do we do it? It makes sense why we do it, right? Because we want to make the people around us comfortable. And so everyone walks around with the words "I'm fine" tattooed on their forehead. Why? Because like, we don't want to upset people. We don't want people to really see our suffering, and sometimes we don't want people to judge us as well. And so for him to get that across so clearly in the song is just super clever. The idea that he probably would have been he probably would have been interacting with people in a way that didn't show his suffering, through laughing, through comedy, through even through inspirational sort of like stories and connection with people. And yet deep below the surface there was this battle going on with this demon that you can see on the screen right now, with these big pink eyes, with this thing of addiction had consumed him, and he'd almost resigned himself to the loss, to losing that battle. And of course, like, the worst thing about watching this video for you and for me is he did end up this demon did end up killing him. Nobody managed to reach him at a point where they could help, and therefore we're limited to the amount of Juice WRLD that we can have. Like, this guy's a genius. Like, even this song, right? The first thing I wrote down on my piece of paper was tune. Like, it's a great tune. Like, like he consistently makes good music. So if I took the words out of it, I was just, if he was just like using nonsense words for the whole song, I would still be into it. But the fact that the words are saying what their words are saying, it brings a whole new level of meaning and depth to this song. And we don't get to experience the world through Juice WRLD's eyes again now, because this happened. Which is it's hard to get your head around, and it just shows the grip of addiction. It shows the hole that you can be put in. Like, there's nothing weak about Juice WRLD. There's nothing deficient about him or abnormal about him. He didn't lose. He's not like weak or anything for losing this. This just shows objectively the struggle, like the hole that gets built through addiction is too much for anyone, unless they can get the right help at the right time, and that's often just luck. Let's go back to it.
Bitch, I'm already dead. I've been dead for years. You can see the pain in my laugh. Demons coming back from the past. Feeling like I'm gonna relapse. Voices in my head. All I can hear them say is everyone wants me dead. Bitch, I'm already dead. I've been dead for years.
I've been dead for years, is what he said. I've been dead for years. Like, what an awful place it must have been for him. He talked about voices in his head and whatnot. Like, I wonder what sort of place that was like to live. I wonder what his inner voice was like. I bet it was super critical and super, hopeless and helpless, and sort of like this thing is too big for him to be able to carry, and for him to be able to get through. And he said, I've been dead for years. Like, this was just like, I think I said in the very first video, there's this feeling that he's spiraling. It feels like that was maybe a spiral's the wrong metaphor. Maybe we're just talking about a really slow descent into this over a long time. and it felt like he was on a path that he couldn't get off through these drugs. Yeah, it's a weird one listening to Juice WRLD. I still feel conflicted about it. I still doesn't. The fact that he's passed and the fact that this got the better of him makes these videos hard to look at. But I wonder if they help people. I wonder if they help people. I wonder if they don't help people. Like let me know. As in, if you're in the pits of an addiction and you watch these videos, do they help? And if so, how do they help? Do they help by letting you see that even someone that's as creative and a genius like Juice WRLD suffered here? Does that normalize what the suffering is and make you feel better about your own suffering? Or does the fact that this got the better of Juice WRLD scare the life out of you? Because there are ways out of this sort of stuff. It's just meeting the right people or at the right time, having the right intervention, having the right help at the right time, you know? And so, like, I wouldn't want people out there to look at Juice WRLD and feel despair and feel like there's no way out. There was nothing wrong with him in terms of, like, his strength of character. He was a strong character. He just didn't get the right help at the right time. And if you get the right help at the right time, then you'll be fine. And so, yeah, let me know the people out there that get something therapeutically from watching Juice WRLD. Let me know what that feels like. Another great video. I can see me sort of almost trying to educate my children about addiction through his music. I think they'll connect with that way more than me just telling them about it. And so yeah, I'm sure that I'll be looking at way more Juice WRLD because he's just such a super talented but interested. He's wise. That's what he is. He's wise. He's got wisdom in his lyrics, which make it really cool for a psychological analysis. All right, everyone. Thanks for watching the video, and I'll catch you next time. It's mad, isn't it? It's so weird, like watching that, because you know that it got the better of him, and through no fault of his own, you know.
It is difficult to watch back, and I think it's hard to articulate because you can't always put your own shoes in someone else's position. So you can only then lean on your own experience, and sometimes your own experience doesn't go to the depths or the magnitude that person has had to go through.
No.
So sometimes it's hard to relate, but the bit that you picked up on was the bit that hit me as well. Is that you had the animation, you had the lyrics. So I was watching the lyrics as I was watching, and I was connecting with the lyrics, and I was appreciating. And then as soon as I went from that to his actual face, and the actual, all of a sudden that reality of shit, he's gone, and it just hit me, and I was just like,
this lovely soul is gone.
Because what the character that he's portrayed as in the animation with the fight in it, and then you see his face has a lot more innocence. You see his face and you think, man, that could be your buddy that you go and hang out with, and you're happy to see that, and you give each other a hug, and
it became more realist. Like I like what you're going for, which is the animation, because we're so used to watching that sort of thing on TV in various ways. And sometimes we can see that and become distant from what's actually going on. And then, like, you see him, when it cut to like the actual him, and you're like, oh God, that battle is happening right inside that head right now, and nobody is that aware of the depths of that battle. But the other thing you were saying is, like, you know, it's hard for us. I've never been addicted to drugs, so it's not like I can instantly get it. But the best artists are the ones that show you it. They get you the closest you can be to what their experience is in the absence of you having that experience. And I think that's what makes him so good, is he's so good at showing people the hole that he was in and illustrating what he was going through in his mind and his feelings and stuff, you know.
And he's not, many addicts, whilst they know they have a problem, they don't admit to the problem. So everything is fine. He is he's unapologetically aware of that situation, and it's almost like you're breaking your own fourth wall,
Yeah.
because you can see how he is from the outside, but he's also going through it as well, and that must be devastatingly conflicting for him,
Yeah.
because he's like, I know that I'm in a bad place.
Yeah.
How the hell am I in this place?
Yeah.
But then he's also living that life of being in that place.
Yeah.
So that awareness and the ability to articulate it in such a way, because writers are fantastic, they can do such a great job of doing things,
Yeah.
but then putting it in a meaningful lyrical
Yeah.
fashion that actually connects with people
Yeah.
on top of the imagery, that is, that's very, very special and creative.
Yeah.
And having the right people to get that message around him. So that's where you do find yourself conflicted, because the people were there like to produce this, but how far did that extend?
Yeah.
So they got his message out,
Yeah.
but was it a case of we got your message out, that's great for the fans, that's great for the public,
Yeah.
but is that great for you?
For you. Yeah. 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 I wonder what that everybody wants to be dead thing means. That's what I said.
Yeah.
All right.
Right.
Cool. Let's move on.
Yep.
Let's
So
move
yeah.
on.